that. And in some part we might be selfish because we might not look at it this angle. Okay, fine, maybe it's trying to be strong for the family.
us, yeah.
Maybe it's trying to be there for us, for the family. But then we are all about our own self. I am mourning, I lost my child and all of that. See the way he's drinking with his friends.
He's still going out.
And funny, it might be going out today to just not cry, to wail, to wail. Which actually, like, we are still this topic. You know, when we hear okay, fine.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Veegilant Podcast, where we talk civic matters and discuss from other people's perspective. And when I say other people's perspective, I mean you that you're watching right now. And that is why I'm saying thank you for always tuning in, for always watching all the time, because we're here because you're out there. Anyways, today we're talking about something that matters to everyone. But before I go into all of that, you know I'm your host Olufemi Toosh, and I have with me the ever amazing, my brain twin, and it happens to be my namesake. You know that already. Olaito Adebayo.
Fine, my girl. I know I guys must be.
Like you know, I've always said this. Whenever I hype people, they don't pay me any.
Please, they pay.
But no. Okay, so guys, in the studio with us, we have someone that has been here before. And today, again, is bringing all the vibes, all the ginger. Is an entrepreneur, is a media person. God, even, you know how I introduced him then? His name is, it has a little bit of tushness around it. Very tush and very nice. I'm talking about no one other than Olufemi Toosh. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you
All right.
so much for having me.
No, like, we're pleased to have you
You know,
again.
anytime I hear Toosh, I was like, Toosh. In a subtle
Like-
way, so and then we're like, I'm Toosh, but you took up that name.
Yeah,
My
you owned
identity.
it. This is my identity. We're talking about bringing you in today, and then one of our colleagues was like that. Wait, is Tush's name? We're like, no, he owned it. That name, he owned it. It has become a big brand, and like, I love it for him anyways. All right. So recently I come across a video online where a middle-aged man was talking about when his wife gave birth and the fact that people were checking up on the wife. Have you eaten? You need to take this, you need to do that. But then for 12 hours straight, this man did not sleep. If I were to look at it, sometimes we don't sleep for 12 hours, but then during that time it can be stressful, looking at the emotions and all that, and he didn't sleep. He was running errands, but no one cared about him.
Well, sometimes I actually wondered, okay, fine. I'm a lady. I understand the fact that, okay, we are meant to be cared for, taken care of.
Sure.
But society actually think guys are, robots. They can they should have to show, they have to provide, they have to do everything. But nobody cares to ask about me, like, bro, how are you doing? Waiting this up? Are you eating? And all of that. It makes me wonder, like, okay, fine. Do we just think guys are just like these strong guys that don't even need somebody to take care of them and support them?
Yeah. And on Veegilant Podcast, if there's one thing we don't do, we're usually not biased. We always try and look at the both sides anyway. So as much as we're looking at the women, the strength, the whole thing motherhood brings to them, there's need to check the fathers, like fatherhood, the men's emotions. How are they really faring? As much as some people will feel that guy might be ranting or complaining, is it not your child? But there's need to actually look deep into here, like what is really going on.
And that's why today we are asking, well, in a world that presents strong men, that presents strong men, who actually takes care of their wounds, who actually takes care of them when they are vulnerable, who takes them, okay, fine, guy, are you okay, are you eating well? Because it sounds like, strange when you tell a guy, okay, how far are you doing?
Are you okay?
Like that word, I love you to like, guy, you be there. There
was a day I actually witnessed that I was like, okay, so what is you people's problem? A guy asking you, are you fine? This person was like, why will a guy ask me how was my night?
Like, okay,
what do you want to know?
But we girls use this endearment.
Like, we really do not care. And that is why we decided to bring a newborn daddy. Like, he has kids anyways, but then his wife just put to bed, and we want to ask him how is it doing. But before we ask him how is it doing, I want to ask you, during the time your wife was pregnant till she gave birth, can you briefly tell us, the emotions that were running through you? Because we know that people will say, oh, the woman, a lot of things is changing. Her body is changing, her face is changing, this one is changing, she's going through a lot. What were the things, as much as it's a happy thing, of course, you're happy doing all of those things, but what were the things you went through during that time?
Wow. Well, I just quite a lot though. Because
Okay.
mentally you have to prepare for the baby coming. And at the same time too, I still have to mentally show up for my wife too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm carrying the two of them.
Okay.
Both she's carrying the baby, I'm carrying her and the baby up there mentally. So it's a whole lot. And then of course trying to make money to settle certain bills
things.
and all that. So it was just quite a lot. And I don't lie to you, that video of that guy ranting and I
Yeah.
heard you girls talking about taking up on it. It's really it's something in our society that people don't do often, and we really need to change the narrative. And then for me, I didn't have people that would check up on me and like, okay, how you doing? And like, I mean, I didn't even see that as anything. Not until I came across this video and like that. But it's really a lot, and something that we should do often. And talking about how I scaled through, or what were things going through my mind and all that stuff. It's quite a lot because I'll be thinking, okay, then this shall come, this one that way, and then managing the kids that are already available,
Yeah.
and then preparing for the new child that is coming, and then all that. So, and then also in the place of prayer too, because I'm a Christian, I can't do that, because you have to prayerfully attack anything that's coming. The devil is good with certain surprises, and then like that, no complication, no this, because there are some things that if you think you're strong, and then at the day of delivery, the devil just show you one small thing, and then the doctor is asking, this will have to refer out, and I had to start praying and all that. So those were just more like the preparation mentally and then spiritual, and of course financially.
So actually, like you were talking earlier, you were talking about emotional and mental well-being. So do you think the society unintentionally overlooks like men's mental health and emotional mental health, especially when it comes to events like this major childbirth issue? Do you think the society overlooks?
And even for a fact, you also said that you didn't care about like people checking up on you and all that.
You might unconsciously you might feel okay, fine, this people are not checking up on me. But the fact that you have to be on ground, you have to be available from there, so your mind, okay, fine, I have to take care of these people. But inside of you, more or less like when you just go back and reflect, okay, fine, this would even bother to care. But because you have lots, you don't even have time to process it.
Exactly.
So do you think the society unintentionally overlooks this thing?
Yes, I think so, and I agree so. Because I was speaking with a friend yesterday or so, and I was telling her the same thing that you just asked, that there's just the way that the society and then maybe the kind of upbringing or the things that have been passed down to us from generation. I don't even know where it started or who started it. That has been passed down to us that, men are strong, you can just own it, and then like that. So because of that, people don't even get to check up. And then because they see that, it's the one that is carrying big belly, she's the one suffering this and this, and be like, you like guy, you're strong, and then like that. So naturally, society, they don't place kind of like this emphasis on checking on the guys. You get like men, checking on them, and then getting to know. Because I was talking to a friend last week, so he had, issues in marriage, and the wife called me that, please, you need to talk to this Baba, and then this, like they were having. And then I said, okay, give me time, I'll pray, and then I'll talk to him so that God will prepare his heart for it, and then God will speak through me to him. And then where I'm not going that is relevant to this conversation is, before I started talking to him, I called him and like, how are you, sir? How are you doing? How is life? How is work? How is everything? And then later on, when he started talking, he said he really appreciated the fact that I asked him, how are you? That he has not had anybody ask him that question for years.
Wow.
That not even his wife.
The simple thing like,
how are you now?
I'm
fine. But he said he actually heard beyond the how are you. And of course, I was talking to another person, so I said that was just yesterday. I said there's a way that people will ask you how are you, and then I say you need to know how to, as in you need to be discerning enough to know who to answer fine and who to actually break down to. And I gave instances of in the Bible this story of that woman that Elisha and Gehazi promised a child, and then after a year the child died or something, and then when the husband asked, or the servant said, where are you going? He said, it is well, I'm coming. And then was going to the prophet. And then the prophet saw her from afar and said, wait, is that not the woman who sent the servant to? And she still told the servant that it is well. And that's where that word, it is well, came from. It is well. But when she got to the prophet, because the prophet sent the servant to go and ask, is everything well? And she could have said, it's not well the way your girl, and then like that. But she just said, you don't have solution to my problem. She just said, it's well. But when she got to the prophet, she broke down, and then like that. So coming back to that, when people ask, how are you? There are times that we need to be discerning enough to know if, this person, do they have solution to my problem? And then there's a way somebody asks you, but there's a way somebody will ask, how are you? How are you really doing? And they're like, is it from how you doing now? That one is just casual. So the guy said that he really appreciated that. And then when the guy now started talking, I'm like, this guy really needs this, how are you? So we started dealing with that, how are you first before we started.
So it was even how are you that was actually
that made him open up.
Because it was like, okay, even with his wife, because we're still talking about, the home space here. It was like, even the one that in their maybe 5 years of marriage, like going to 5 years of marriage or so, that not for once as the wife actually asked, how are you? But they talk every time, but she doesn't even know how. Said there are times that he cries, like, yes, secretly, but he will come up and then still be the man to the wife, like, you understand? And that's the thing that men go through. Even this guy talking, I've had to do that a lot of times because you don't want to be vulnerable in front of,
that's taking me to like the next question. I've met with guys, and then I feel for me, I've gotten to understand that we are all humans. Either you're a guy or a girl, we are all humans. The only difference is the anatomy. But when it comes to emotions, God gave us almost, if not the same thing, actually. But why do men always want to show that they are fine, regardless? Like sometimes I think I've once had a discussion with someone where I asked, like, why do you always want to show up? And he said that because for ladies, when they talk about what they're going through, it's not for you to give them solution most time. It's just for you to listen to them and show them that, I think I can relate with you. But when it comes to guys, they just want solution. Do you think that's the reason why men would not come up to tell you, like, this is what I'm going through, no matter how bad they are thinking? They will still tell you, I am fine.
Wow. Well, I'll answer question 2 is first, don't mind me. I want to answer like biblically, and then of course, like on the streets. Now, the biblical aspect of it, there were people in the Bible that, of course, they had, maybe they suffered a loss, or they were about suffering a loss, or they had this emotion welling up, and then they did something about it. They spoke out
about it.
Like for instance, Jesus, my Lord. Yes, my Lord and Savior. So that in his humanity, he was both spirit, God, and in his humanity and divinity. In his humanity, and that was just moments before the crucifixion, before he was arrested and all that. So he was with his guys, his disciple, and they were all chilling and just talking. He was teaching them and all that. Don't mind me. They were all chilling and talking. I was teaching them and all that. And then Bible says that God caused him to see, as in like to see things that were going to happen to him. The kind of thing then go be that kind of thing. So and then when Baba saw, things changed. And then he spoke out. He had to leave the 12. And then 12 minus 3 is what?
That's 9.
That's 9. He had to leave the 9 and called 3 that were his BFF, his
Okay,
besties,
best.
Peter, James, and John, like, guys, please, let's go up higher, let's go and pray. That's the garden of, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he didn't tell the rest of them what happened. And then he told, if you go and read the book of John, he told them, he said, because I am perplexed and my spirit is like vexed, as in more like, in my own word, depressed, because he actually saw this thing and like,
I mean, I will go to this.
you get
I know nobody deserve this
I
now.
know sure how if you do this thing, and that actually showed in the kind of prayer he prayed for the first, let's say, 1 or 2 hours.
Hours, yeah.
Because he prayed for like 3 hours plus.
Yeah.
Now, in the first 1-2 hours, he was still negotiating with God.
Let this
Baba, if
pass
it's possible,
over me now.
I beg. Mo find another person. We will chop this cane. You get that kind of thing. You get in our own language.
Yeah.
You can interpret it that way. But what I'm trying to say now is Jesus expressed his emotion, that depression, that being perplexed. He told his friend, his community, his guys, like, guys, let's go and pray. And he knew that the only way to actually solve that problem, that was through prayer, talking to God. But I don't know, in my own opinion, no.
Yeah.
Maybe Jesus was trying to, like, he knew that he can't negotiate this thing with God.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, maybe if I carry these guys, if them God still give us more time.
Unfortunately, the guys didn't pray.
Exactly. Those guys are now to that I feel like this guy, they understand me. They know that I'm teaching them, I've been this thing. It was like these ones that will start big, and he has already told them what they want to go and pray about.
Yeah.
I'm really like depressed. Because normally, if I was maybe Peter or John, I would have asked that, it's impossible. You Jesus.
Hey, now you did not say now.
Like,
Yes,
what's happen? All of this, you will be saying you are our Superman, you are strong for us, and you see they perform miracles. It's not possible now. How? Okay, tell me what's happen. But he has already given them a clue and a hint, and they're like that. Okay, you guys stay here
And pray.
Let me go up and have a
Conversation
with the Father. And then like that. So he came back the first time. He saw that come on, these guys are not they are not praying. He woke them up. Those guys stretched. And the third time, Bible said he just left them. The point I'm going with that is that he expressed his own emotion when this thing. At some different instances, Jesus wept. You know, when his friends died, Lazarus, and then like that. Fine, even that crying. Well, there are some theologians have said that he's not crying, that maybe he was sad or something. Maybe it was because of the unbelief of the people. But at the same time, Jesus cried. He cried.
You didn't cry.
Now, another person that wept in the Bible, because there are a lot of instances that I'm talking about men now. David, when they went to battle and then like that, on coming back to Ziklag, that's their community then. And then the men of, I think the Philistines or something, they have come to plunder both their goods and their wives and their children to go and use them as servants. So him and his men of war, they came, and then as they saw that everything was scattered, this thing, they said they were all crying, they don't cry, all of them, they were crying bitterly. And then David too, that is the Oga at the top, that knew what's up, and then that was slaying giants.
Man cried.
He cried.
So who are you?
You get. So I'm answering that from the biblical perspective, so that you will know that that is not how God ordained it. God gave us this emotion, and He wants us to express it. And then He wants us to build communities or find people around us that we can express it to, that they can join us in this. Then back to the streets. Now, the way the society, like she asked the other time, has conditioned us. Any small thing they say, you be guy now, why they? Okay, for instance, now, maybe your mom died, or, okay, of course, my mom died, and or maybe something really, really, really bad or depressing happened. And then they were like, be a man now, be a man now. Like, you didn't want to talk to me, something they pay me.
It's not that they don't want you to admit the fact that you are in pain.
You're in pain,
yes. But at the same time, okay, they won't tell that to Obirin.
I know, especially if she's not crying, be like, let it
Thank you. My God will bless you.
They like cry. Oh, shake it, boy, go shake it.
Yes, you say, you are keeping it in the heart.
Once she breaks down and all
And
of
now
But
she
if
will
you are
get
a man,
better.
ọkùnrin ni ẹ na, kí ló
One
fẹ́ kí
super
àwọn
now.
That's the way the society unconsciously program men.
Men.
And then not just in that aspect, also in handling other pain too.
Yeah.
Maybe, okay, for instance now, they won't shoot me injection. And I don't like needle. Anything, this
You
thing.
must not
Oh,
express
like
it.
that.
Thank you.
I just have those lines,
Yeah, like there are ways that in every instances that the society does, okay, maybe something just happen, or like you are in a public transport and then you conduct on the you get normally there is opposite, para or something happen and then you expect you to like
Uncle, let it go now.
Let it go now.
Let
You're
it
more than
go,
that.
yeah. But if it's a lady that is fighting, they will tell you, Uncle, if you want low one now.
That is it, and it shouldn't be like
So
that.
it shouldn't be. So I feel that's I don't know if that answers the question, but I feel that's just the way it is that unconsciously the society has programmed us to be like that we have emotions, but they don't want us to express
it.
that
I think I've seen movies where the man and the woman, they lost their child. Now, the man in question would want to be there for his wife. And while being there, while trying to support her, he's not crying, he's not showing emotions. And then the wife would turn around and get angry, like, am I the only one going through pain? At that point, have you taken time to look at this man and see the way he's actually crumbling? But most times we don't see that. And I think there was one movie that I saw that the couples lost their child. The person that wrote that story actually touched my heart because they allowed the man express his emotions. The man cried his eyes out. He told his wife how he was feeling. They all walked through it together. But with the man trying to always act I'm the strong man. I can't cry. I have to put the family together. In another way, you're actually ruining the home because the wife will see that, why am I the only one mourning our child? And you're there trying to be okay.
But the fact that I actually agree, but we might think that the guy is not, showing his emotions and all of that. And in some part we might be selfish because we might not look at it this angle that fine, maybe he's trying to be strong for the family.
Us, yeah.
Maybe he's trying to be there for us, for the family. But then we are all about our own self. I am mourning, I lost my child and all of that. See the way he's drinking with his friends, going out with his friends.
Going out.
And funny, he might be going out there to just not cry, to wail. Which actually, we are still on this topic. When we hear, okay, fine, men are strong and all of that. Where do you think we got this thing from? Is it from our culture, our upbringing? Because from our home, some homes like that, you have to be strong for the family and all of that. Some people are brought up that way. Some people in society are culture. So where do you think we get this? Men must be strong. Men must not cry. Men must not be vulnerable. Where do you think we got it from?
Because even looking at movies, we will say that it's a reflection of our society.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, it's both upbringing and culture. And that's why you see when they want to put a symbol of, let's say, strength, and then they will use men. They will use a macho man or something, and then you hardly find them using the feminine figure, for that.
Just like Olufemi. It's more like we ladies are now just taking up the okay fine. Like me now, sometimes I'm like, I thought about once, I was like, maybe I'm assistant to Olufemi because I have a brother. So my brother is Olufemi, I'm assistant to Olufemi. So I feel like.
And you're the first child, right?
No, I'm not the first child. So I'm not the first. So it's more or less like when it comes to a bigger title, even though the guy might be the last one, he's still Olufemi when it comes to that.
Well, even though, let's say, the girl is the first child and then the guy that's in Yoruba land, they will still say that the guy is their role because he's the first.
He would have been
the first male child,
But that doesn't mean that he's still the Olufemi. It is because I will not say it. Yes, no, it's because of I won't call him disparity, but it is what it is. Firstborn and firstborn, and then also that's this thing in biblical This thing. But at the same time, so even that same Bible that will reference, like in Old Testament, they will consider the male child as okay, this one is the firstborn, this one is this thing, and then they place less emphasis on the female child in like some early part of the Old Testament. But in New Testament, this guy that has 3 daughters that were all prophets. Is it Philip or something? There's a guy in the New Testament that has just 3 daughters and they are all prophets. And then and Bible recorded that they did exploits and all that. So back to that question. So I agree that it is a function of the upbringing and the society, because they just expect us to to just show. And then you were saying something the other time about men that maybe he goes out and then the woman is like, he has gone out to drink or something.
Yeah.
Now, I was having a person I was talking to that yesterday, and then I was like, see, one thing you don't know is that men, they cry, but men are different from men. There are some that they don't mind breaking down in front of you as my wife, be my person,
Yeah.
But there are some that they will go behind closed door, they will cry, wipe their tears, wash their face, and come back again and try to show up for you as the macho man. I said both. It doesn't mean that other guy is weak or is a sissy. No, he just sees you as my person. I don't mind being vulnerable or being. I said, but some other men, the way they express they will just their grief or their that emotion of instead of cry or system, they will just rather go out and find maybe a friend. And then some of them, I said, for people that don't drink, and that's why they will now become workaholic. They now try to ease off the stress in quotes by walking. They overall everybody has closed from work.
They're still
but
working.
They will still be there. You are still working. Yeah. I have a lot to do. You don't have anything doing. Go and check their system. Maybe they are just browsing the internet, or they are just playing game, or they are watching Netflix or something. A former pastor of mine gave an example of he works with Zenith Bank, and then because I'm careful about mentioning brands here.
Yeah.
So he works in the bank, and then he's a top official there. And then so he gave example of one of his colleagues that he has been observing this guy that every time they close from work, the guy closed earlier than all of them because the senior staff too. And then the guy is supposed to just close maybe around 4 or 5 and then just go. But this guy is always the last
to leave.
And then the guy stays, if you understand this axis very well, it stays going to all this E4 side, that axis. This guy will now first drive, because my pastor then lives somewhere around Lagos side. He will now first drive towards Abulegba.
Wow.
Despite the fact that, not chilling, despite the fact that he doesn't drink, he doesn't listen, and he closes late without any justification. He will now go to Abulegba, go to Awori U-turn, and then go and do U-turn there, and now start driving back home.
Okay.
He now said one day he was so curious that because he has been observing the guy doesn't womanize, he doesn't drink, he doesn't even have friends that he hang out with that let's go and watch football or let's go and drink. That he now asked him, he now discovered that through the conversation that the guy is having issues in his home, and most of the time he just wants to avoid this. So that's why he will stay late at work, and then after that he will now drive long hours so that by the time he just get home, he will eat and sleep, continue like that. So different men express their emotion in different ways. So for people that don't have community of friends that they could hang out with and share their problem, in fact, that's another major problem that we have in the society right now. Female, you can easily click off and tell each other, not like this did happen. But men, I can have you as my best friend, and as my best friend in quotes, and then there are things that I don't tell you.
And it's not even meant to be.
It's not meant to. That's why I say it's a problem. That there are things, because I feel like if I tell you now, it's not that I'm afraid that you go and say it, spill it out there. But if I tell you, to be like, guys, I'm not strong. This one, or maybe I'm afraid that you give me bad advice.
No,
that's
I feel like
another one.
everything boils down to the kind of people
You work
exactly,
with.
Exactly.
Because if you are with the right people, you will feel at ease to share your
No,
problem
even
with them.
I feel with guys, even if they're with the most righteous people, there's still this way they try to pull back from talking. And to me, I don't know. I don't know what is going through their mind. And this is something that I've always wanted to like check what's really going on. It's just for you to talk or like, okay, this is what I'm going through. After telling the person, would that take anything out of you?
Okay, but even as a lady, some people it's still hard for them to like talk about.
Yeah.
It's not easy for everybody. So but let's take it back to big girls now. So, we might have friends that girls and all of that. But still there are sometimes that you don't want to share it with your friends. I think it happens to guys too the same, but in a larger
He's large. Okay, you were talking about community the other time. I think while I was, going through the video and what happened, Ife Dayo Agoro posted a clip with herself and her husband, and she was, saying that the people that were asking the woman, what do you want to eat? Or have you taken your bait? What do you want to do? They are community. And our community in the sense that these are people that they've experienced it, people that understood what she was going through. And, while I was thinking deep about it, I was like, even the guy's mom is one of the people that is saying, Shoti John, I me one conform on me and all that. Whereas your son has not eaten.
The only thing they just was like, canopy, it's okay. That's
the only thing they asked the man. Like, okay, even the guy's mom does not care about him. It's not as though she doesn't care, but it's more like the mother and the child are the priority. So she asked the question, she was like, okay, so while the woman was building our community, what was the man doing?
Well, that's a deep question because it differs from people to people.
Yeah.
Like that. So I don't know if the guy has a community or if he doesn't. But let me speak for myself. Now. Now, if I was a guy and they asked me that question, that what was I doing? It's not that the guy doesn't have community. He has friends. He has people that after all, you will call, he has uncle, he has guys, he has like guy now, not ladies now. Even female friends that you call, I don't born no, mama na boy, and this like that. And then, so those, in one way or the other, they are still his communities. Either his mentor or his mentees, they are still part of his community because they are still part of his circle at large, his friends and people around. So it's not as though I won't totally say he doesn't have a community. He really does have a community, but the truth is still that the society has just positioned and conditioned all of us to always put attention and focus on the mother and the child, and naturally forgetting that because as part of that the community, I was asking that same friend, we were talking like why the lengthy talk. That's it. I was like, okay, how far with HR because that's. Our husband is HR at his place of work, so and that's the nickname that we just call him. HR. He said, HR has come back to work. I said, I thought he was supposed to be on leave. He said, yes, he's on leave, but he still has to go and work. That even though they gave him a paternity leave. I said, they started giving paternity leave because I know it was a big discussion one time like that. I said, it's only women they give.
Maternity.
They gave him 1 week. I said, is that which again? That's still part of the way that the society. But you feel like
something.
No. Okay, I think for the woman, they give them 30 working days, if I'm right. So if they are to put it together, that's about 3 months or so. Because, there was a time I asked my mom and she was like, if she should put it together, she only returns to work when her children are about 3 months and all that. Yeah. So now 3 months to 1 week.
You get that's the point. It's too short because
you more or less like
you need to do it.
Name me. You have spent a lot. You have done this in
rest. And the same human being.
So that your mental health will not affect our own work.
Yeah.
It's a bribe. So for me, I still like so. She was like, he has gone to work, or that you need to do 1 or 2, and then like that. I said, even while still on leave, I hope they will pay for that. Okay. So I was not like, okay, that's apart. The money that they gave to you for the baby, I'm going somewhere with that. For the baby, with the money, say, no, because I want to use that to explain the community I'm talking about. Say, no, in this when we got married, me, I'm new here, so most of the people is my husband that they know,
No,
and then
okay.
so the people from his place of work, and then the estates and all that. So he was the one that they were dashing money. I
Money.
said, "You where I know now, like this country where I know now the woman that they give money.
Money,
See,
yeah.
now you
Even
want to
if
tell."
the girl, like, even if you promise she arrived yesterday, they'll still give
They
you
will still
money.
give her.
So she telling me that it was the husband. I said, "Madam, forget that thing." I lie. Say because I know that I've been there. This is the third time now. That even people like my own baby's christening, even people that me I invited, even people that they owe me. I'm not feeling entitled,
Yeah.
but I feel like they owe me because we said don't do for them. That okay, and I'll give her an example. I said, okay, for instance, somebody came, like now me she know, she's my mentee. Now me she know, and then like she's not a big person now, and then
Yeah.
like that. She was like, trying to pay you this. I'm like, okay, so she came to see the baby, and then after she left, and then she was like, oh, I forgot to drop something for the baby. Please send me your wife's account number. I changed it for I said, why is it my wife account number? You ask me. You don't even ask for my own or the baby's. I say, you are a man now. Why would I
Man,
give you
you
money?
see that one?
You get.
See the goat, see what
She's
you
supposed to be in my clique, in my
Yeah.
community, but yet she still diverts go. So that's just the way the society. So it's not as though the guy doesn't have community, but the way the society, I won't say the world because I
Yeah.
don't know how they do it out
Out
there.
there,
But
yeah.
at least in this our own world, Nigeria, Africa, that I've seen. That's just the way that's just been conditioned, and then people tend to place more this thing. Like even in your own community, so they'll still end up supporting, except for maybe guys that are like, oh yeah, a man now, oh yeah, Baba come first collect 2 bottles first.
That's it.
It's only drink.
That's it. It's only drink. It's only drink.
Punch you first. That's just it. Not that Baba, you need to if I were you, I'll just first go and rest. Okay, like when we had baby Zoe, that's
Baby.
last recent last
No.
card. Yes, last card check up for I don't get so thank God for my wife. Because I went to the hospital, I'm like, okay, what would you like to eat? Let me go and cook. Saying that we cook first, I mean cookies. Yeah, I don't know what. So it was like, no, don't stress yourself. See, in fact, you've been doing a lot lately.
Wow.
So thank you. I mean, she's my judge. I give her credit, babe. I love you. All right. So she was not like, okay, you know what? I really want to eat. You want to eat, but you cannot make it, and I don't want you to make it. Said I want pounded yam, like not pounded yam. I said okay. Said one person that I know that has a good handwriting of pounded yam is your mom, and I cannot call her to start pounding, but I know that she will do that one normally because she has a particular local soup that she makes for her whenever she gives birth, and like that soup is really interesting. I mean, really
But she's no
interesting
more.
knowledge that, yeah, it's just good. It's medicinal for our tummy and all that. So I said, I'm not calling your mom. Said, no, you don't need to. See, that place that we used to buy pounded yam, because those guys, they pound, and then like said, please go there, buy me pounded yam. So she will call me. Now, the point I'm going to, when I was going, she called me on phone. She said, make sure you buy your own. Eat first before you bring my own. I'm like, no, babe. You need the strength. You've not even eaten anything. So when I took her food there, she was like, have you eaten? Are you good? Are you okay? She was just asking me those questions. And like, she was like, okay, you know what? While the nurses and all of them, they are taking care of me, I will rest here to go home and catch some rest first and all that. That is how it's supposed to be.
But like, so before you move on, I think we need to like clap for your wife because that's a lot. The reason why I'm saying that is because Toby said it. She's behind the camera. She said it when the whole thing started. The whole asking, have you eaten and all that. For the man, it's the wife that is supposed to direct the question. Like, okay, mommy, Joshua, come eat it. She's supposed to be the one doing that. Like, mommy, Joshua, come eat okay, and all that. That's so if the wife is not doing it, the other people there would not see any reason to do that. And that is why I said, no, your wife, I give it to her.
Babe.
No, I give it to her. Like, seriously, I love the fact that emotional intelligence is like up to par, thinking about you regardless of whatever condition she is, because we believe that women go through the most. She's the one carrying the baby. What is the man even doing throughout that time? But then I feel she recognizes all you went through before she gave birth and during the time she was giving birth and after she gave birth. And that is why she's looking out for it to like, please see it to be fine. Because you are this carrying us from during pregnancy till now is not stopping now, because you will still carry us for years to come.
For years,
so
no.
so please take care of yourself. Like seriously, kudos to you, madam. Like nah, you deserve it.
I think it transcends into weddings. The whole attention thing to the
What?
man
Mhm.
or to the wife or to the bride. So
Yes.
Did you have to go?
Like, yeah, I want to
Like,
understand,
do
like,
you think it transcends to weddings?
Like the old looking out for the man.
Looking out
for the man,
no,
yeah,
for
not
the
just
woman.
for
The
the
attention
woman.
is to the woman. Majorly
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
All right, so she asked the question about, if this is applicable even to
weddings,
not just
yeah.
in childbirth.
Mhm.
Very, 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 very applicable, because most of the time, everybody, even the wife too, she's all about, my makeup,
Yeah,
my
my
dress,
dress.
my this, my actually ladies, and all that stuff. Recently, very funny, but at the same time, I'm laughing, even though I don't want to laugh, because if a friend, junior friend of mine, that should be like 2 months ago, I just got this call, like I think around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. in the midnight. I'm like, this number does not look familiar, and then like that. So it was the guy calling. What happened? They are getting married, like on
And then
like
that's
the
how-
next that morning.
Wow.
That Saturday. Okay. Said, please, his suit, his clothes, both him and his best man and some of the groomsmen, that the tailor, because one of the tailor happens to be a former protege of mine, and then like that, said they have been calling everybody, that everybody has been saying call Toosh is the only person that can talk to this guy. He said because the guy is not picking his call.
And that's just like
Yeah,
few hours
to the wedding.
Wedding. And so the guy is restless. But meanwhile, I'm too certain that the wife don't say everything.
Yeah, sometimes you see
She's already sleeping with
you
it.
see some like couple and be like, okay, fine, why is the lady like she's all up there and the guy decided like this guy really bam. Like you didn't even look at the fact that okay, fine, are we compatible? Our dress like something the color, everything.
Most of the time, it's not because the guy is not what's this word though? Is not there's this word, English word I'm looking for, that is not organized. It's not that because like this guy, he has paid. He said he has paid the guy 2 months before the wedding. They have settled everything, has taken measurements and everything. Okay, that he even still called the guy like 3 days before then. That is to say, no. And then the evening, like on Thursday, because I was asking him that what happened? Like a week before, you should even have gotten your dress and everything is okay. He said that the guy said, he has finished. He was just putting finishing touches on this thing, and
they didn't go and check.
No, because the guy is in Ibadan and then he is in Lagos here and like that. So, and I said, okay, what happened to 3 days before? Like still asking about it.
Like
He now said that he still spoke like 3 days before that day, and I said, everything is settled, so I'm sending it to Korea. I said, no, don't send it to Korea. Just send it through Webio. I'll go collect for back, and then like that. I guess that was even one of the, not knowing that the guy was actually like posting him. So at the end of the day, the guy was even me, I could not sleep again because I was like, so at some point I was not brainstorming. I had to call the guy back again. I think around 4 a.m. Like, what's the update? He said his number is still not going through. And I've called the guy too. His number too was not going through. As at that midnight, I called the guy's wife. He rang, they did not pick. So as at around 5 a.m., the guy's number, that's Taylor, was ringing. He did not pick. He has my number, so he has seen probably what has gotten to him because of this person. The wife did not pick. I sent him message on WhatsApp that what you are doing, well done, and then like that. So I was now trying to like, okay, let me help this guy. I said, what is the color theme of your wedding? And what's color I like suit that? Okay, me, I set up my wedding suit. I kept it in just like all this, Michael Jackson or whatever. That the clothes he wore in 1877, whatever. Me, I keep it. It's still one of my best
suits. Okay.
If I dash out anything, this one, I'm not at this sense. I remember the one I get where they now this. So I was like, okay, I don't mind sending it to him so that at least let him wear. We wear the same size, so let him wear and then like that. So he said, no, he's like, okay. At first I asked that, is it trad? Like maybe I'll send him any color way he wants. At least I have like about 3 or 4 colors of Agbada.
Wow.
White. He said no, that it is the English where the suits and all that. That was when I now came in with the suit issue, and then like that I was like, okay, this one, that even the shirt and the trousers and everything, all that. If he now take, what will the best man wear?
The best man does not need those at this point.
So because I was just trying to brainstorm for him. To cut the story short, at the end of the day, the guy later now called me that what happened was that it's like they are sent it through the park, but it's all those drivers the way they do, and then they didn't bring it. So back to so it transcends into the, as you are asking the wife, okay,
how's your gown?
This thing, your makeup person is, ask the guy too.
Even
because when you were saying that because the distance, the guy is in Lagos, the lady is the tailor is in Ibadan. If it were to be the lady, she would have gone for fitting a month before that time.
They will video because after and before they want to make content and all of that.
She would travel down there. Even if she's not traveling, she would have told the tailor to come down and do the fitting for her. So I feel like regardless, we should see that, okay, aside the fact that you're a man or anything, go for fitting. Baby, if you feel like you don't have the time or anything, let's make time together. Let's go together.
Exactly.
And a Saturday can do.
And that's even on the fashion side. There's another one that I know and I heard of, and this one is somewhat extreme, sort of. This guy, the night even before the wedding, like the Friday night, was when he was discharged from the hospital. He was on drip, like about 3 days on drip, and then like that. So from the hospital, he just went to go and bath, wear clothes, and to the altar. That is physical, as like his health. This thing, people need to Baba, are you sure?
No, I'm sure
you want to do.
So if the guy is not now smiling, because he's still feeling pain,
and I will like, they're wearing now.
Try.
You don't know.
And now,
It's your day.
And now you go to
Next week. I'm going to
Exactly. But for the guy, they'll be like, okay. Another one is, I'll not share this one.
Okay. I really want to hear.
Because that one is deep. So it's deep, but I don't share, and it happened to a close friend
of yours,
and then like that. So, but it's really, but it's actually an issue that this thing happen in the society. But now the person will talk out, you go know. Like people will say that Yoruba, they say original.
Like okay.
But you too bad need your wallet to get here. So you get why. So, but there's just some things that happen, because this one too, like a lady ghosted this guy on the day of their introduction, not even wedding. It's still better than introduction. And everything was, set. Everything was perfect. Oh yeah, this thing. Yes, we're already on our way. I'm just doing makeup and this thing. Everybody just said, where the woman? And then, it's supposed to be in my own house as like a female, that the woman, she just told her parents that she's coming, and then she just peeped, and all the husband, all of them go and they have already arrived. Wait, this girl, I quickly went to see my makeup person. She did not return until 2 or 3 days later. What happened? Said, I just feel like, I don't know.
Like he felt like, and
then later she was not like that she just went to go and clear her head.
Wow!
You see,
again, I don't say I want to clear my head though. Because I'm a lady, I
It was a
understand
guy
that.
that did
I'm a
that.
lady, I'm mental, oh my god, I'm mental health and all of that. But then, looking aside from that, do you even think of the fact that, okay, fine, we are two in this relationship, you are not the only one. The fact that you might want to clear your, what if the guy is getting cold feet too?
You
But I feel
get.
that we are always about ours. I'm a lady. But we are always about ourselves. Oh my god, I'm entering into another realm. Like, bro, I be
He's,
babe.
he's also
Sis.
entering into another
He
realm
doesn't
now.
know what he will meet when he get married to. It's only God that can perfect
You
everything.
get.
Everything.
And then his parents are there, everybody are
Just
there.
embarrass
And
the
then
old
not
boy.
the embarrassment is another level.
Like,
That's why
seriously.
I said, come on, it's deep.
If
and
I'm the
private.
guy, I'll be like, okay, you want to, are you better now? Like, okay, all right now. So me to time of 3 months, I need to go. So what role do you think the media, social media generally, the workplace can play in encouraging men to express their vulnerability? Because it's more like we need a system that can encourage guys to say, if I know, talk it out, let it all out, breathe out, talk about what you're going through.
Workplace, I agree.
Okay.
Church, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But social media, no.
I think I got it all right.
Hey, because that's social media. Well, let's say media generally, like of course, as we're having this conversation,
Yeah.
and then a lot of people get to have conversation around this to teach and to, better encourage men to let it out. But social media, because okay, let's say me now, I'm feeling somehow, and then I now went to go and post you. Go and check the comment section.
You know that guy there that went to
Yeah.
If you go and check it, like, why are you ranting?
Yeah.
Like, no, some people are already say, is he complaining? I think he's already looking at his wife as though, why are they taking care of her and they're not taking care of
Jealous
me?
or something.
Yeah, he's jealous.
Hey.
So that's why I said social media. I don't know, because in fact, as a matter of fact, me, I didn't even. Well, I'm on social media and then like that, but I don't do much on it. I don't even check around, because the more you check around, if you are not careful, is that you get depressed, is that you get distracted, like you just see something that will just even make you even angry. Maybe somebody's comment or somebody's post and all that. So that's why I'm like, social media for now, the way social media is just so porous that all kind of stuff are flying up there and then like that. And if you try to put your opinion forward, somebody else will still come for you. It didn't start today, it started from the days of Linda Ikeji then, because we used to enjoy somebody. In fact, then somebody will put comments at a particular post that Linda Ikeji posted then, and then now put comment that, oh, I think I know, expressing their own opinion. And then let's say the person that posted did not put their name, did not put anonymous. Somebody will now reply, now say at anonymous 11:15 a.m. You must be very stupid for what you say. It's my own opinion. Express your own opinion. Not to now talk of Instagram now. You can't put anonymous. You put your name there and like that. So that's about the church, the media, the workplace. We should encourage that a lot, because like I mentioned earlier, even in the Bible, God Himself in the scriptures encouraged us to come to bring it forward. Jesus said, come unto me, all ye that are weary. It's a feeling of emotional tiredness, feeling weary and emotional and heavily laden. I'll give you rest, and then that's not one part. Then I think is it Hebrews or something? I was talking about that we don't have an high priest. That's talking about Jesus that is not touched by our feelings of infirmities. Infirmity could be physical or mental weakness, tiredness. So if it's mental weakness, and maybe you are feeling tired or you have mental health issue in a particular area, and you need to like just bust it out. God understands how you feel, so take it back to God, and then talk to Him about it. And then that's another way that in terms of maybe the way some certain churches maybe teach about maybe prayer and this thing. Prayer does not necessarily always have to be the like you're fighting war. You get She said prayer is just conversation with God. Look at how Jesus taught about prayer. It's a relationship. It started with the relationship, our Father. Jesus did not say when you want to pray, you adjust yourself
off your shit.
You off your shit. You now cry with a loud voice. You will go to Father, and why don't you go? Why you go? And then like that. Jesus said no. When they have sleep, teach us how to pray. He said it's just very, very simple. Say you go to God in prayer. Say, oh, Father, what's in heaven? Like how much Jesus is just so sweet. Like if That was Jesus teaching
Soft
prayer.
life. That
Soft.
man is no.
Human
Well,
life.
he was in human form, right? So let me just say that man was living that soft life.
Soft, too much.
Soft life.
Too much.
therapy.
No, he is an example of somebody that lived it. So, okay, look at it when there was turbulence and like there was storm in that.
Yeah.
Scene, Baba was sleeping in the boat, like enjoying himself. And then they came, okay, you didn't sleep. You don't care if we perish and all that. And you just looked at me like, why you need to stop? And I just came and like, hey, please. Be still.
Yeah, be still, yeah.
Are they here? And then he went back to stay. And people were looking at him like, what manner of man is this one? Like, you get soft life, you know, Baba no get straight. So if some of our churches too, if we learn to teach people that when you have emotional issue, mental health issue or whatever, and you don't know, you don't have a community to turn to, you don't have, you feel big, tired or whatever it is, whatever problem, talk to God. That talk to God is prayer.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of prayer that I enjoy praying a lot, especially when I feel like I actually need to talk to God. And then not the warfare prayer, not the I'll just I call it prayer walk, like they call it. I'll just take a walk, like from my house. I'll walk like about 7 or 8 streets. I'll just be connecting. And I'll just be talking to God. Some people will say, that's all.
Is it
I'm
okay?
talking to God like I'm talking to my friend. Just the same way some men of God that we know, like Pastor Adeboye, for instance, you know, he does that, you know, like in the night. To do the prayer, we'll be talking. Imagine Pastor Adeboye that is doing a prayer walk in the night now. He's now shouting on you. Hey, even the day you'll be like, you will be talking. Like the same way Bible says that Enoch walked with God, and then, you know, people like that, when they're talking to God, they are not shouting at God.
Daddy, you know that stuff that, you know, I'm thinking like, about, how do you think we should do it? I think I need your help at this point. You need to come in, you know. I need solution when it comes to this thing.
Exactly.
And it has to happen very fast, you know?
Like that a lot of time, and I've gotten answers. I'm serious. Because there was a time that I needed to purchase a particular machine for, my business and assets. And then I went to, I was like, Baba, you still waiting this up? Oh, I don't get this, but I need this thing. Like, how you feel help me now? Like, just talk to me, like, show me what to do. How, like, because almost savings, you know, even you know, I was just talking to him like I'm talking to my guy. Because my guy, my big G up there.
Sky Daddy.
Sky Daddy, you get, and then like that. And then because when you talk to God, you need to, just like we are conversing, you need to pause and hear him too. But a lot of time, people pray, after you have prayed 7 hours, you did not wait for God to speak back to you. Or maybe some of them will now be like, I want to sleep now. Everything I've prayed in my dream, come and tell me. You don't got to. Because God speaks in different ways. You can't limit him to dreams. So after that particular one, after I prayed that prayer and then like I did the prayer walk, I prayed other prayers too. I mentioned other things in prayer. And then like that. So I was like, okay, at times I'll pause. I'll be like, okay, you need to talk to me now. And then a lot of time I've actually like practically had God like to be like somebody was standing beside me. So it's all a relationship. So that particular time, so when God would speak back to me, he didn't even address or give me answers immediately. It was later on in the night, not in the dream. And then I was just doing something, and then I heard him say, call this person. He gave me 2 people's name to call. People that normally I would not even bother them for this. One of them, we used to play, she's my friend, we used to play normally with her. Do you have any 5 million naira that you are not using? Like, let's just use it to just flex now and then like that. Say, that money, it day, but I won't use them, even though you know they. But we were just always playing around. And then, so that person was the first person that God asked me to call. In my mind, I'm like, this person that we have been as she realized that surgery that you think that I'm joking. Said no, call. And then I called that and I'm like, hey, Alpha, you get 500K in I won't use them. And then her response surprised me. Unlike before that she would say, Bolabella, she Dubai in South Africa. And then like she was like, Like seriously, okay, what do you want to use this for? I said, I want to use it to get this particular machine. This is how much it's worth. This is how much I have. This is how much I need. She was like, okay. To which account? Should I send it to that GTB? I have
Wow.
a GTB. And I was just like, I'm serious. This is God. Immediately, like, bam, alert entered the money. I'm like, God.
Okay.
So now, like, this so
On to the next.
on to the next. And then when she sent the money, the second person that God asked me to call, I felt like there's no need for me to call this person because this person has already. And then I didn't call the person. It was not knowing that this God worked in mysterious
No,
and
it was
beautiful
fine.
way. Not knowing that God has inspired my wife to talk to the person because the person has a lot of influence on my wife, and then of course well respected and all that. So God has already prepared that conversation with the two of them. The next thing, that same night, my wife just said, babe, how are we going to do this? I know you need money. I mean, I've not even told her that this person, And she was like, well, I actually spoke with Mr. Samuel, and then he's willing to give you like 700K, like say you should manage it, that is very broke right now, but at least he's asking that how will you return it, that I've already told him that I trust my guy now, he will bring it back and all that stuff. He said, okay, that without interest, and then anytime I am ready.
Yeah,
So if
pay
I want to
me.
spread the payments, and so I'm just trying to make a point that when be it that particular that brick wall as a guy now, it is applicable to ladies,
Ladies,
but
yeah.
because we are the focus of this conversation is on the male gender. So when we hit that brick wall, you should always turn back to God that made you, even if you feel like you don't have a community or you don't have guys, you don't have turn back to God. He knows you very well, more than you know yourself.
Yourself, yeah.
He knows your thought. Turn back to him, express the distance to him. I mentioned before that I've cried before.
Yeah.
I've had to, because I used to tell some of my friends that are guy that, Baba, cry if you need to cry. Yes. There's even a friend of mine, a lady actually, she was going through a particular stuff, and then she was like, please recommend another church for me. And then I want to change this. I said, no, you go back to that same church where they hurt you. You go. I said, see, that even me, I said, see, even if during worship you feel like crying, they'll be like, oh, the thing they touch you, but they don't know what they do you. You are crying because this particular person hurts you and you are seeing the person. I said, because you can't heal properly until you can face the person that hurts you, and then without feeling anything and you can let go. I said, but if you run away from it anyhow, you have built resentment. It's there. Anytime you hear
About the person, you're just angry, yeah.
any kunle you hear, you get.
Why is Kunle disturbing me
you
now?
get. Maybe they are just mentioning kunle somewhere and the conversation don't concern you.
Yeah.
I know, but kunle will show you get like you just be cussing out and just say things like that. I said, but until you can face this person and then you don't feel any emotion and all that.
Yeah.
So I now give her an example of, I said there have been things that hurt me in the past that in my former local church, I play the keyboard and like that. I said, I'm the choir leader. I would in morning praise and worship. We will pray. I'll play keyboard while singing and then like that, because at times I will lead and then from the mic and then like that. And I will lead worship. I will do this thing. And then at times when I'm there, and there are some songs that sincerely, even till now, there are some songs that wherever I am, when I hear that song, I can't help it but break down. There are songs like that because it brings back a whole lot of songs like You Made That Way. Like if the worship leader, if they by the Spirit, there's no how God. I think of how God has helped me. I said, so some of those moments that after I lead praise and worship finish and everything, I will go to the back of the church because the emotion is still very heavy. I'll cry my eyes out and I'll tell God, this is the last time I want to cry about this particular thing. And then I'll wash my face, do everything, I'll come back to church, smile, hallelujah, praise God, we continue, continue. So men, learn to cry. Yes, if you have to, learn to. Don't bottle it up, don't hold it back, don't say society, because that's one of the things we need to teach our male children.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah,
that I feel mothers should stop saying, don't cry, you're a man. No, let him cry. Let him cry. I feel it also starts from mothers too. I'm not a mother yet, anyways, but then I feel it starts from mothers too, because when your male child is crying, you're quick to say, stop crying. Are you not a man? But when your female child is crying, you are quick to so embrace them and say, oh, yeah, stop crying and all that. But no, let them also cry. When they are crying, embrace them. Let them feel that, okay, the same way my sister can, pour out her emotion, I can also do the same. There's no difference between us. I think mothers should probably start that. That's how we now grow into becoming a society. When about millions of mothers are doing that, then we begin to see men that are emotionally connected to themselves.
Exactly.
And then we have emotionally intelligent guys, because come to think of it, these people they are dying and they're like, I'm still fine, guy, I'm good, I'm okay. But deep down, you're not. And that's why we just raise toxic people too.
Yeah.
Because when they can't pour out their emotions, when they can't pour out their mind, they kind of divert it into something else, which might actually be toxic to the society.
Yeah, exactly.
So yes, I think I am going in line with that.
Yes, because like you said, like my boy, David, you know him, and then so there are times that maybe something happens and he wants to cry. I think I'm at fault too with what you said, but
Okay.
in a way, when he wants to cry, and I'm like, you're a big boy now. My boy, he will shake his head, no, I'm not a big boy. That thing, I don't know. It's always funny to me in a way. Especially maybe something that maybe he fell down and then he wants to cry. Because I don't want him to cry. I don't want him to like just I'm like, no, you are a big boy now. You shake his head, no, I'm like, oh, you're a fine boy.
feeling
No, like,
Let me cry.
I'm serious. A lot of time. So later I got to understand that, see, I allow this boy to cry. So later on, there are some things, maybe something happened, maybe he and his sister, and then like that. So later on, he started having this thing about being a man. Maybe
yeah.
something happened, he has pushed his sister. There was a time that before he would defend his sister, and anybody would stand and any small thing he has pushed his sister. There was a day that he slapped his sister. Bam! I said, "Where Adam being slapped him back?" See, the moment that day, like, the big sister was now trying to be like, no, slap him back 2 times. So that was not doing like this. They said, okay, come, let me slap it the way.
So that you
Next time you do
then,
that.
so that one has not even now slapped him one. He has started crying. So because of that, she was not like, he's already crying. She said, no, you will beat him so that he would know that he's wrong. Because of that conditioning of you are a big boy, is that becoming a man, like, okay, no, I can. And then if I continue that way, if I overlook that, it will extend to how he would treat other ladies. And that's where you now see men beating women. And
who raised you? That question. Like, but your body asked.
You get. And because some of them grew up beating, I'm like seeing that their daddy beating their mommy or their mom beating. In fact, there was this okay, yeah. One of our leaders in church was sharing with me. We were talking. And then, I think you were there. Apart from that particular one, there was this one that we had that relationship. That guy asked the question that they're always showing up in church, and then after service, the wife will mend the guy as and give him correct beating. But the guy is always showing up in church, and that how you want to explain? See, now my wife did beat me.
So that part, I feel that I don't know how the society wants to organize that program. Guys, your wife they beat you. Like, how do you want it?
That's it.
To the world that my girl, my
woman.
man.
But then I feel it's not something that anybody domestic violence is still domestic violence, it shouldn't be like, okay, it's only the woman that can come out to talk.
It is easy to state.
It is because the word generally.
The guys like the first thing that comes to my mind
why they beat you?
Why they beat you? As in like
na men family malaria.
That's it. That's just like
and you be guy.
What did you do? You didn't look. I don't want to.
I think I've heard of situations whereby the ladies will come out and be like, oh, this man raped me, and people like communities will come out to fight. And if a man says, oh, this lady raped you, like, guy, you don't get sense.
Yes.
You enjoy him. so you don't enjoy.
That's the way unconsciously the world
Yeah,
or like the society
And I feel that we are
conditions
even
us
at fault because at some
Yeah, because we are
point,
are
promoting
empowering
it
it, promoting it
too.
too,
We're
exactly.
also promoting it. So just to wrap up, like just briefly, I'd like to know, like, if there's one culture expectation, like the culture or the society expect for a man that you can cancel, what would it be?
Cancel.
Yeah.
Well, it's what we've been talking about so
About.
far that, telling men that you're a man now, own it, like just listen. No, we should stop doing that. Yeah, we should stop doing that. We should allow them to express themselves. In fact, we should find a way to support them to come out more. Because there's somebody jokingly said one time that there's International Day of Women, there's Women's Day, there's Mother's Day, like
There's
there's a lot of
Girlfriend's Day.
There's girlfriend's day.
Yes,
No,
celebrating
there's
the female
boyfriend's day,
gender.
but that day
It's
you will
just,
not hear anything.
Yes, celebrating the female
There's
gender.
International Boy Child Association.
But you will still not
Then
hear
just
anything that
recently
day.
that they
Yeah.
started paying attention
But
to
it's
that.
not
that.
even that
You get.
loud.
Even when it was International Men's Day, I can tell how many people. Actually, I didn't even know. It was when
You
some
will
of my
not
this
know.
like
It's just like
just-
same thing with Mother's
Mother's
Day. and
But
Father's Day.
when it is International Women's
Means
Day,
it, everybody.
all organizations
They'll,
that
they'll
do
celebrate
flyers,
it.
they'll do street project. They'll be like, every
get.
girl is worth it. Every girl is what you are a girl.
Are you
child,
saying
what-
everybody does not want it?
No,
you
now.
get because
Begin
now
and pick you.
you get we are all children now.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes ago, there's this thing that God inspired me to do. I'm still trying to like fine tune it and then like that. It's called mentor, like men talk
Talk,
and
yeah.
then like that. Men mentoring men because I've discovered that some men, I'm not part of them. Some men have been raised in a dysfunctional way that they too they pass it off to their male child.
Yeah.
Their male child pass it on down,
Yeah.
down like that. And then another aspect of that is having more like a therapy session. As I see that men will sit down like this, all of us talk your problem, I talk my
My
problem,
problem,
and then at the end of
yeah.
the day, we just learn to just in the Western culture like US and the rest of them, they used to have stuff like that.
Yeah.
They will have a round
Table, yeah, and then
like
you people
that.
just
Something
share your
for
problem.
maybe addiction or for this.
Therapy.
And it's a therapy in a kind of way by letting it out, because that's the number one thing I used to tell people when I did the counsel and all that see, one of the first way to get help, as in like to help yourself first, is that when you're going to whatsoever it is, learn to speak out. Find somebody that you trust, that you can talk to, and then not just trusting is not enough, but somebody that you know that they will have the right word for you. And then by the time you let it out, it has left your heart, your mental space. And then, but so long it's still up there, you are the only one overthinking and reasoning and all that.
Yeah.
So one thing in a nutshell that I would want me like the world, the society, and everybody to cancel and erase is that they stop telling us that you're a man.
That's
Act
strong.
like a man. What if I want to all hell can be breaking loose inside and I'm
Yeah.
still holding it all
it
together. Like I said in the Bible, David expressed when after he did what he did with Bathsheba, and the child prophet came to tell him that the child would die.
Yeah.
Baba still went and still be negotiating with
With
God
God.
over that child. Normally, he had other children now. Other children will still come from it. In fact, he should have felt like this product is a product of adultery.
yeah.
But yet he went in fasting, grieving, and
Yeah.
then like that. But the moment they said,
Pouring ash on himself.
you get, and so it was towards God. It wasn't even to, he was not allowing anybody to come in. He was expressing himself to God. That's why no wonder God would say about David that I found a man after my heart, because he knows how to like. He said, when my mother and my father forsake me, I will turn to a rock that is higher than high. That is God himself. So he knows that anytime he has any problem, good or bad, and if he's happy, he goes to
God.
talk to God. That's why he could write a lot of psalms and then like that. So men, please always talk. And the one person that you know that throw up anchor you can always talk to is that Sky Daddy. Like
Yeah.
he's always there to listen. And then if you are not his child, if you don't have a relationship with him, then that's the
Build
first
it.
place to start.
Build it.
That's the first place to start. Try to become his child first.
Yeah.
And then so that it's not that he won't hear you, he can hear, but at the same time, It's not like, okay,
benefits.
you get this person, you are my daughter now. And then she's just like a stranger. And then you want to talk to me, she wants to talk to me. Who will I give attention first?
daughter.
Of course. So that's why you need to build a relationship with him first.
Yeah.
And then you can talk to him anytime. He will hear you and he will give you answers that will surprise you, that physical.
So just to buttress what he has said, every one of us, we are human and we all have a time, one point at a time where we're going through the worst and we just need to talk to someone. It is not gender based. You don't have to say because I am a man, I have to put it together. No, let us normalize empathy. Let us look out for each other as though, okay, you're a man. Yes, I know, but you're also going through the most and I have to be there for you. Let's not see men that talk about their pains as vulnerable, as stupid, or as weak. No, they're also human. The only difference is the anatomy. God created us the same way. So you have the same emotion I have. You go through the pain, I'm going through the same way. Not like mine is a little bit special than yours. No, we feel it the same way. And so we should all encourage our men to also talk about what they're going through. Let them be vulnerable with us because through that we are creating a safe society, an environment for our own kids. And that is all on today's episode of Veegilant Podcast. But before we close the curtain, I would like to thank the two amazing people I have with me in the studio. Mr. Olufemi Toosh, thank you for coming to the studio. I'm really happy to have you again.
Pleasure.
And we hope that next time you'll still show up.
Why not? It's always
All right.
a pleasure coming here.
All right, thank you very much, sir. And Olaito Adibaya, thank you for joining in the studio. Until the next, do have a wonderful weekend.